Welcome back to another episode of Steaming Pile with Lauren and Tucker. I am Lauren.
And I'm Tucker.
And I am very curious, what was the last thing you watched that like really surprised you? Like it threw a thing at you.
That's a great question. I was surprised with From Dusk Till Dawn and God, what was the other one I just watched? Palm Springs, because I went into them completely blind. And I didn't know what they were, especially with From Dusk Till Dawn. I had no idea.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
That hit me with something. What about you?
Well, I mean, I'm watching Attack on Titan right now, and that has made me scream at the TV because it has surprised me, but in very good ways. Because I was thinking about the nature of like plot twists, because I've also been watching reviews of like M. Night Shyamalan's new movie. And he's known for like his twists that don't always make sense. And it's been a thing in recent years that writers of like big movies and big TV shows have tried to be very secretive with the work.
Yeah.
And they go to surprise viewers in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the point that they're punishing the audience. Because like I think a good twist should be one that the audience could figure out with enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Because they should feel the pieces fall into place, and it shouldn't ruin what they've seen already.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that's becoming increasingly hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with all this like unlimited access to content, it's hard to surprise people anymore.
Yes, yeah, because I know with I think it was during the Game of Thrones years, the writers said something about subverting expectations, and it just became code for ripping the rug out from underneath the viewers.
I guess in a way, it did subvert expectations. They did it. Good job, guys.
They set out what they planned to do.
I'm proud of them, really. They ended the show.
I mean, they got to run their whole thing, so yeah, it's good for them. They got to be showrunners for a major production.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I mean, I've always wanted to be on like a show or a movie, but I realize that like even when you're done, you're not done. Like you're basically not done until your project hits DVD.
Yeah.
So the amount of time you spend on it is like twice what you'd expect.
Makes sense.
Because especially with stuff like Marvel, you got to do all the press junkets. And then you got to do the press junkets again when it goes to DVD.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it's a long road. Very long road. But for some things, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah. For $7 million, a lot of things would be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really makes you wonder why like football players retire.
Oh, that's just because their brains turn to macaroni salad.
No, yeah, well, I mean,
because they're getting hit by freight trains for 4 hours every week.
For $7 million, and all I have to do is play a game.
Easy.
Easy. All it takes is one hit. 2 hits, negligible.
Yeah.
No, because the new Coliseum.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, because we act like people, because we think about like the gladiatorial thing, and we're like, oh, people died. Like, people die in football?
Yeah.
It might be like 10 or 15 years after the fact. We've not seen a person die on the field, but there have been some gruesome sports injuries that have been caught on camera.
Oh, yeah. It's not just... Oh, yeah, go.
Oh, I remember a basketball player, and he landed wrong and just snapped his leg bone.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've racing specifically is a sport where that's like instant death. You witness people die all the time.
Yeah. And And what was I watching? I was watching a list of like awful things caught on camera. And it was like the race. That's the reason we have the stands so far up and behind giant brick walls with giant nets. Because it was a car that crashed and just kept on crashing and took out like a whole set of seats.
Yeah, they'll do that. It's a car. Of course it's going to.
Yeah.
You can't stop a car with
No.
people.
Nope.
That'd be a pretty big wall of people.
Yep. Final Destination 5
Yeah, something like that.
or 7.
Well, I don't know. They get creative with all sorts of deaths.
They do. And for some reason, Final Destination bothers me less than the Saw movies.
Bothers in what way?
Because like they're both very graphic and creative with how they kill people. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed the odd murder show, so I'm no stranger to like the descriptions of people dying. And I have morbid curiosity from time to time. But Saw seems very sadistic, and that's kind of the point. Final Destination's also kind of sadistic. But maybe it's because the deaths are accidental and quick that I have less of a problem with it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, makes sense.
Because, like, I guess with Saw, the point is to not die. That's the goal.
Well, for most of it, yeah.
But, like, with Final Destination, it's like, here's a scenario that most people find themselves in. How could it go wrong and kill you?
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's very, very interesting. Didn't one of them had their like inside sucked out by a pool drain?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's the Final Destination movie. Yeah. I thought that was like a fever dream. I saw that at someone's house, and I'm like, what movie is this? That was like 10 years ago. Okay, I'm glad I'm not crazy. All right.
Yeah, that one stuck with me because that's a fear.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's been a fear since the episode of Mythbusters where they were testing old-timey diving suits. And they're like, here's what happens when you depressurize too quickly.
Ah.
And the whole diver got sucked up into its helmet.
Ah. Ah.
And another Final Destination death that sticks with me is she was in a hair salon. And they did a very good job with the like foreshadowing, because when she sits down in the seat like lurches downward and you think she's going to get impaled. No, there's someone mowing grass outside and sends a rock or glass or something shooting through the walls of this barbershop and just kills her that way.
Huh. That's better than getting impaled by a barber chair, I would think.
Oh,
yeah. That's, oh God. Oh dear.
Yeah. And there's a really good channel called Spooky Rice that goes through movies like Final Destination or like just really disturbing movies that are hard to sit through. And he's like, here's what happens. And it's kind of like going to school and, you know, your friend is like, my brother was watching this movie and here's what happens. And so it's a helpful way to get the down low without having to actually get into it.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen one of those kinds of movies, I think. Because all the like spooky films I've seen recently, or you know, the campy kind. But yeah, I did like the Saw movies. But not like them because they were good. Because they're only okay. They were good at the beginning because they're like, oh, that's neat. Okay, all right, concept. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Then Saw like 5 rolled around. It's like, okay, what? I hear the newer Jigsaw movies are good though.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure how those were received.
What's the newest one? Spiral, I think, had decent reviews.
Spiral, yeah. Because I was about to say Jigsaw, and I'm like, no, that's the other one. Yeah, I am looking forward to the new Candyman movie. That one looks pretty good.
There you go. I know nothing about the Candyman.
I don't either. I know that the guy who played Candyman in the original film is back to play Candyman. I know that much.
There you go.
And I know that it's real bees that are on his face, and he had a stipulation in his contract that said every time he got stung, he got like an extra $1,000 or something.
There you go.
Yeah. My favorite bit from the original trailer that dropped is so they're like two black characters that are talking, and they're like, if you say his name 5 times in a mirror, he shows up. And they're like, well, who would be stupid enough to do that? And it immediately cuts to like 4 white girls in a bathroom.
They're two black guys in a horror film. Which one dies first?
I don't know.
At that point, the rules just kind of break down.
Yeah, that's why Get Out was so groundbreaking.
Well, yes. Oh man, isn't he coming out with a new Jordan Peele coming out with a new film?
He's producing Candyman, and a lot of people thought he was directing it, so he was being very clear that it was Nia DaCosta.
No. He's like, oh, what's it called? I saw an ad for it, and I'm like, that's what you're calling your film?
Ooh, Nope.
Yeah, okay. Like, interesting. Why would you just Nope?
Yeah. Okay, Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Steven Yeun.
David Kaluuya was in Get Out, right? That's that guy? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Daniel Kaluuya is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him. He was in Black Panther as well. He was very good in that. He was in something else too, but I cannot remember for the life of me.
Judas and the Black Messiah?
Maybe. I can't even picture it.
Okay, because he and Lakeith Stanfield are both in Judas and the Black Messiah, and that film was great. It also has Jesse Plemons in it, playing a very Philip Seymour Hoffman-esque type role, which I would be okay if Jesse Plemons started taking more roles like that.
Yes.
The fact that he played Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, I think, sets him up to do very well in those kinds of roles. And he's just good.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons is very good.
Yeah, because he was really good in The Master. He's in the Fargo show.
Yeah.
Because he met Kirsten Dunst there and they got married.
He was in Breaking Bad. He was in Discovery.
Yeah, that's right.
He's in a lot of stuff. He was in
He was great in Breaking Bad.
I'm Thinking of Ending Things. He was in that.
Yeah.
He was exceptional in that.
Everyone
was really good in that.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to watch that. I'm like psyching myself up to watch it.
You still haven't seen it?
Dude, I'm trying.
What?
I'm trying to watch things.
Okay. All right.
I work from 9 to 5. I make dinner. I edit books. I edit my own videos. And then I watch Attack on Titan, and by then it's like 11 o'clock.
Oh. Sad. It's a long movie though, isn't it? It's a like 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah. And 134 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's not the kind of movie you're like, I'm going to sit down and just casually watch a Charlie Kaufman movie.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually the only Charlie Kaufman movie I think I've seen.
It's the only one he's directed so far.
Oh, I guess he didn't direct Schenectady, New York.
No.
Yeah, okay.
He wrote it. He wrote Eternal Sunshine.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
Meaning to. I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah. I like some of Jim Carrey's more serious work.
Like 23?
Oh, the classic 23.
Oh, it's a movie.
Why is it movies that are titled Numbers are like hit and miss? Some of them are great. Some of them are a curse.
Name a good one.
9 with the little apocalyptic puppets. 7 from David Fincher.
Okay. These are all movies I've never heard of before, but okay.
Eight and a half. Eight and a half is
Eight.
a very good
Oh,
movie.
that's a number. Hey,
Yeah.
that's it's a fractional number.
I know.
Whoa. There you go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What was the one with that Tim Burton made?
You're thinking of 9, but
Am I?
He didn't direct it, I don't think.
Are you sure?
I am like 87% sure.
This is with Daniel Day-Lewis. That's not the right movie.
No, but that one's also all right.
Tim Burton, 9. Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of. Is this not? Okay, it wasn't directed. It was produced by Tim Burton. Okay, got it. With a stacked cast. Huh. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and it was just the strangest film.
Yeah. Bionic Pig, I believe, did like a retrospective on the film.
Mm-hmm.
And there were lots of things that I just glossed over because I remember watching it as a kid and really liking it.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed just the world building that went into it and the kind of darker undertones.
Sure.
But going back, I was like, oh, there were just some dark overtones that I just did not remember.
I believe that. Yeah. Tim Burton's a mixed bag. I don't know. I never got super into him, but I can see the appeal.
There are a handful of his that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like Beetlejuice is fantastic, and I like Edward Scissorhands. Ed Wood is a lot of fun. And I kind of like Batman Returns. There's some elements of that I think really work.
There you go.
But then, yeah, I think he got really comfortable in like 2010 and could just kind of coast on what he had done before.
Yeah.
I'd be really fascinated to see like what the fastest route from visionary to self-parody a director could take. Like at what point does the style become too distinctive and it becomes a joke?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of movies that, like, you know, they start out amazing. Like, you know, a director's filmography, it starts amazing and then it just becomes increasingly like a parody of itself, like you said. Nothing's coming to mind, but I know of something.
Yeah.
I'm reaching for it, but I can't quite grasp it.
I'm sure there are people who've compiled lists who've decided, because I'm sure people think that of M. Night Shyamalan because he had like really early success with like Sixth Sense and Signs, and then his later stuff is just kind of it's the twist. That's it. And so when stuff came out that people were like, "Oh, it's not garbage," it was like a surprise.
Yeah, I remember when I saw Split in theaters. I'm like, "Oh wow." Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Someone had to actually explain the after credits scene to me because I had forgotten all about Unbreakable.
Oh yeah.
I completely.
Yeah, I enjoy when a superhero movie isn't connected to anything, though.
Yeah, but when is that?
Like Chronicle was probably the last time.
Rip.
Yeah.
The Shyamalan cinematic universe.
It's weird. I've watched reviews of his movies and I've watched scenes from them. And certain films, I'm like, this is just kind of like local theater, and I enjoy the melodrama that's being brought here. Like The Village. The Village is absurd, but I like the energy that it has.
Sure.
And sometimes I like it when a director is just like, you know what, we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna do it.
We're just gonna do it. Yeah. I wonder how he comes up with some of these ideas.
I know. Yeah, because Old was based on a comic, I believe, called Sandcastle.
Okay.
And it has some like fable-y type elements, and he kind of turned it into a thriller. But yeah, he chooses really interesting topics.
Yeah. I like M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, he's not the worst.
I think, yeah, in the grand scheme of things in general, he's a good director.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say of the directors, his stuff is like middling because it's approachable as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're fun to watch with other people.
Yeah.
Because some directors, it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much like mystique and aura surrounding them that it's like, I don't even want to watch your movies.
Yeah.
Because like the only Stanley Kubrick films I've seen, I think is just Doctor Strangelove. And I'm kind of like, I'm good.
Back up. You haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
No.
Full Metal Jacket?
No.
A Clockwork Orange?
No.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Lauren. That's a shame. Figure it out. Especially 2001: A Space Odyssey is an amazing film. It is so good.
Oh yeah, I mean, it earned its accolades.
Yeah. For good reason.
Yeah.
And yet, you find it unapproachable?
Yes. But like,
what? What does that even mean? It's a movie.
What do I gain from watching the movie where I understand everything that happens? Like, pop culture has explained that film to me so many times because it's like, I'm sorry, Hal, I can't do that. Oh no, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. The like 20-minute acid trip sequence where they go through the black hole, and then the baby thing and the monolith.
Yeah, while conceptually adventurous, it's still it was a landmark in cinema.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, watch it. Don't watch it. Whatever. As long as you finally get around to watching I'm Thinking of Ending Things, you know.
Oh, of course.
Sometimes
the list will be whittled down.
Sometimes, and I feel bad about this, I don't know why I do this. I confuse Charlie Kaufman films with I don't even remember his name.
Andy Kaufman, the stand-up comedian?
No. Worse. Oh my god, he's like a famous filmmaker. A terrible person.
Doesn't
Nothing?
narrow it down as much as you think it does.
Whatever Works, Purple Rose of Cairo. Okay, look it up, but don't tell me.
Okay.
Because I need to remember that he's like Woody Allen.
Oh!
For some reason, and I cannot figure out why. Sometimes I confuse the two. And it's like, why? There's no earthly reason why I should confuse the two. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And yet sometimes I'm like, yes, whatever works. And Schenectady, New York, they're by the same person. They're not even close.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen many Woody Allen films either. I saw Midnight in Paris before I knew who Woody Allen was. And then I'm like, gross. And never watched Midnight in Paris again.
Yeah.
Woody Allen makes me believe in capital punishment. He and Roman Polanski, honestly.
Yeah. I actually, I don't even know what Roman Polanski's made.
Rosemary's Baby, Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know. I know I've never seen a Roman Polanski film. I've definitely seen some. I I forgot his name again. Woody Allen.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen some of those films. And with his films, you watch one, and it's like, okay, all right, that was clever. Then you watch the second one, it's like, this is already getting old. Then you watch the third one, and it's like, well, okay, we get it.
How many times can we tell a story of a 47-year-old man falling in love with a 14-year-old girl? You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Chinatown. That was the other movie Roman Polanski did.
Oh, okay.
And The Pianist and...
Oh, he did The Pianist?
Rider. Yeah.
Is that the same movie I'm thinking of?
With Adrian Brody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. That was Roman Polanski? I thought that was Paul Thomas Anderson for some reason.
It seems like a film he would do.
I'm just getting directors confused left and right.
It's all right.
Happens to the worst of us. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's... Now that you've said that, I'm thinking back to Whatever Works, who I watched that film specifically for Larry David. And I got to tell you, it's very weird to see Larry David act. Just because I'm so used to seeing him either out of character, which is still a character, or in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry. Yeah. And, you know, I also saw his Saturday Night Live performance, and that was very good, but it wasn't like, a movie length, he's someone else. Yeah. And when he was playing, I think his name was Boris, I can't remember his last name. When he was playing Boris in Whatever Works, it was just so weird to see him acting. And he was cast correctly, I think, but like still just very odd. Because I don't think Larry David is like someone who can act like someone else. Mm-hmm. He's always going to act like Larry David, which is the whole point. Whereas what that movie was trying to go for was a crotchety old Jewish genius. That's what they were shooting for, and you can kind of get there with Larry David. Yeah. And he's on the cover looking, but like, so you get the facial recognition. I don't know if he's acted in anything else, but yeah. And then I realized, like, a year after Westworld season 3 came out, that what's her face was in the movie as well. Okay, I know this name too. It's a 3-part name. One of them is Rachel Evan Woods. One of the names is Evan. I'll get there.
Yes. You said it correctly one of those 2 times.
Rachel Evan Woods, really? Is that it? Or is Evan come first?
Evan comes first.
Evan Rachel Woods.
Yes. It may be Woods singular, but yes.
Evan Rachel Wood played the quote 14-year-old girl unquote in Whatever Works. And it didn't occur to me because she looks very different in Westworld because she, she's a robot in that one. But and also much better in that.
Yeah, she's good. I really liked her in Across the Universe. She did really well with that.
Yeah, I'm afraid that Westworld's so popular that she will always be kind of seen as Dolores. Names today. I don't know what it is.
Some people are faces people, other people are names people.
I can usually remember because I love Westworld, but I'm currently digging. I see the faces. I can't recall the names. I usually can. I'm not even tired. I don't know what it is.
Who's to say? But yeah, I think with comedians especially, it's hard to break into acting because everyone knows you as your onstage persona. Yeah. And some have better success at it than others, and others are better at rolling with it than others. Because like Jim Gaffigan has done some regular acting work, and he did a pretty good job with it. He's really good at Chappaquiddick. He did like some sort of thriller where he was like a truck driver and he kidnapped someone as part of like a drug deal gone wrong. He's really scary in that.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good use of his size, just for an intimidation factor, and just like a really clean break from the Catholic Dad of 5. Whereas Bill Burr, when he does acting gigs, it's very much Bill because he's very loud and Bostonian, and he just kind of goes with it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other comedians for which it's true or which it's not true. I think there. I'm and everything that's coming to mind are actors who just happen to be comedians because it's technically listed on their on their Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
But I've never seen them do stand up in their life. Like anyone from Saturday Night Live, they're actors first. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
They're all right. I'm thinking of Bill Hader. Bill Hader. I've never seen him do stand up. Yeah. I definitely.
Some of them I have to dig for. Like Bob Odenkirk, I've seen him do stand-up. He's kind of awkward at stand-up. I think he does better in sketch comedy. But he'd made the jump to acting seriously just fine.
Yes.
I think talk show hosts also run into that, even though talk show hosts have given some of my favorite performances and things. Because Stephen Colbert was doing, I think, the Colbert Report when he played the president in Monsters vs. Aliens. And it was a really good fit. Yeah.
I could see him pulling that off, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this video. It's like 4 years old. I can't believe I haven't seen it before. It was a clickhole video of, it was titled, "A Woman Tells Her Husband That She's Pregnant While Conan O'Brien Pours Good Milk Down the Sink."
It's one of my favorite videos of all time.
I've never seen it before, and I'm watching it. I was waiting for a bus, and I was watching it, and I'm like...
Because it's perfect, because he pulls out the half gallons, and he's just pouring, and he finishes, and you're like...
This is perfectly good milk.
And you're like, there's still 40 seconds left. And he comes back with full gallons. It's so good.
So I think Conan made the jump to acting pretty flawlessly.
Brilliantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just good. I really want to read The War for Late Night about the whole NBC spat between him and Jay, because that was just a mess.
Yeah.
And I actually found an old Saturday Night Live sketch talking about it. Like Daryl Hammond played Jay Leno creepily well, because Daryl Hammond was just that good, and Bill Hader played Conan. And it wasn't like the funniest sketch, but it was kind of surreal to be like, oh, I remember reading about this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Now I'm going through like lists of daytime and nighttime talk show hosts, and if they've ever bridged the gap. I'm blanking.
Occasionally to play themselves. Larry King has played himself a couple times, but then he also played Doris, the ugly stepsister, in the Shrek films.
That never occurred to me, but yeah, that's his voice, isn't it?
Jay Leno also played the mayor in the film Igor, which is one of those like poorly animated but very funny films. One of my favorite lines is actually delivered by Jay, because the whole point of Igor is it's like an island full of mad scientists, evil scientists, and the way they make their money as a nation is they have all of the evil scientists build a device that they then threaten to use on the world at large, and they will accept payment to not use the weapon on other nations. Cool. And Igor's mad scientist, who's played by John Cleese, is crushed by a rocket, and so Igor's having to like pretend to be a scientist for a bit, and the mayor comes by to be like, when's the thing going to be done? And Igor, as the scientist, is like, oh yeah, it'll be done soon. And the mayor's like, all right, great. Let's go kick some old people. And he just leaves. That film is such a beautifully twisted sense of humor. Because like Steve Buscemi plays this rabbit that can't die but has a death wish. And so he's constantly trying to kill himself. John Cusack plays Igor. And he makes like, the monster. And she gets out, and they chase after her, and they see her footsteps going towards this orphanage for the blind. And they can hear like the screams of the children inside. And he's like, blind orphans. I mean, that's fantastic, but blind orphans.
I need to see this movie.
It's worth it. It's like 80 minutes. Certainly a better 80 minutes than Dougal, from what you've told me.
That is wrist-slittingly bad. Oh God. Oh God. That is not Stephen Colbert. Jon Stewart in it.
Why?
Why not? If you're not going to spend the money on animation, what are you going to spend the money on?
People. That was
darn tootin'.
Yeah, because that movie reminds me of Food Fight in that regard. Because money just disappeared into it.
Yeah.
Easily one of the worst money laundering schemes ever.
Yeah.
Food Fight, The Nuttiest Nutcracker. Why are there so many just crappily animated movies for kids?
Because they sell? I guess they have to in some capacity. I don't know. Yeah. 3D software is free.
I think that's the problem. Is it we get to like the late 90s, early 2000s. We have all this technology and all this money.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
We could make a 3D kids movie right now.
Yes.
Right now. 80 minutes long, straight to Amazon Prime, barely a story. I got a bookshelf full of books. We just pull a story archetype out of that. Just
easily.
Easy peasy. I'm getting good at Blender. Not that good, but that's the point.
Yeah. It has to be good enough.
It has to hold attention, but just barely. And also have plushy, marketable characters. But even that's negotiable.
We don't have to break even.
No.
We just have to make it and run. The Slut Cracker. Excuse me?
Is that link staying blue, or are we going down that rabbit hole?
we clicked it. It's not as bad as I was expecting. It's a burlesque satirical version of the Nutcracker from Lipstick Criminals troupe director Vanessa White.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The Slut Cracker.
It's a retelling.
I'm just thinking of like a Ritz cracker, just on the streets.
Oh yeah, just for
That's
anyone
one
to
slutty
come
cracker.
by and lick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ballet from the point of view of a young woman who experiences a sexual awakening natch during a holiday dreamlike sequence.
Huh. Hallmark's getting creative. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to watch like 30 Hallmark films. I'm just going to plow through them just because I want to know. I don't think I've ever sat through one, let alone 30.
Yeah, because it's things like that where I get it. It's a weird space where people understand what they're getting and they're okay with that. And so the movie simultaneously has to meet super low expectations, which means if they can't even do that, they've utterly failed.
Yes, you're right. Yep. Yeah. I don't know.
It's the one time where people are okay with low expectations.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because like what? A Christmas Prince? There's so many of those. There's like 5.
Royalty?
Yeah, one of them's free on YouTube right now. And it's like the 5th one.
I already had so much to do tonight, but now I have to watch this. Fine, I just won't sleep. It's cool.
No, you should sleep.
Sleeps for the weak. You sleep when you're dead.
Well, free YouTube. After decrying the fact that the 5th Prince and Me movie is on it, has gotten better. Someone's made better choices. Because there's Clue the movie is on it. Or It's a Mad, 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 Mad World is on it. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
There you go. That's a good one.
The Prince and Me Too, The Royal Wedding. That's not one of the good ones.
Oh, okay. I'm shocked.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
There you go.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, so I don't know if YouTube just got a lot more money, and so they're like, hey, we can do this. Or if it's one of those deals where it's like, we'll give you. It's like, we'll give you. It's a good example. Yeah, we'll give you, "O Brother, Where Art Thou?" But you have to take Atlas Shrugged Part 2.
Ooh.
Which I have seen.
Ooh.
Because, see, the thing with Atlas Shrugged is the first movie is okay. More people are in it than you would think. Like, the lead actress from Orange is the New Black was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the sequel. What?
I was under the impression that whole trilogy of movies was bad. I've been meaning to watch them.
Because, like, I read the book. Because I got it for Christmas one year. And I'm like, sure, we'll read it. And basically, if you've read Anthem, you've read Atlas Shrugged, and you've saved yourself 500 pages.
Oh, God, I'm currently reading Atlas Shrugged. It's been slow.
Oh, just wait. Do you want spoilers?
I mean, I know how the story goes. I've actually gotten further on a book on tape a while ago, but I started over because I.
Oh yeah.
But because now I found a physical copy, and it's like, all right, I'll just do it, and I've been doing it, and the print's so small. It's such a long book. It's
so big, and like 3/4 of the way through it, there's a guy who's like, "Are you ready to hear everything Ayn Rand believes in?"
The John Galt speech.
45 pages later.
Oh yeah. It does contain one of my favorite quotes of any book, though. "I swear by my life and I love it that I will not live for the sake of another man, nor will I ask another man to live for the sake of mine," or something like that. That's a good quote.
That is a good quote.
Surrounded by about 1,000 pages of, but that's good. I like that one.
Yeah. I think most things have at least one good line that you're like, all right, get a pass for that.
Yeah. Yeah, not Dougal, but yes.
Well, no, never Dougal.
Yeah, there's a YouTuber you might be familiar with. I don't know his name. The channel's called Cold Crash Pictures. I think you'd really like this.
Yeah.
This guy. He did a video, a very 45-minute long video on it was titled "Why the Hell Do I Own a Copy of the Fountainhead?"
Yeah.
It's like, it's sometimes you just gotta ask these questions.
Yeah, because sometimes you buy the book to give the person a fair shake. I did that with 12 Rules for Life. Because I'm like, who is Jordan Peterson and why does he care about lobsters? I gave him that. And sometimes, you want to give him a fair shake just to say you did it, just to say you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just sits in your house. Yeah. You stumble upon it and you're like, why is this book torn to pieces and highlighted?
Yeah. Now in the middle of the video, he's talking about there are these 4 main characters in the Fountainhead. They're all of opposing interests, and he paints this beautiful metaphor of what all these characters mean, based on what Ayn Rand has the archetypes that she herself has assigned to them, the man that never was, or I forget. There were 4 of them, and it was a beautiful metaphor for the artistic process and intellectual integrity. And then it's just that would be great if that's what she meant, but she meant every word literally as she wrote it. Yeah. There's no metaphor in this book.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing I'm running into when I'm trying to write interpretive pieces or interpretive essays about things I'm absorbing. This is I don't know if that says more about me or the text I'm interpreting. And it's at what point are you putting words in the author's mouth, or are you understanding exactly what they were going for?
Yeah. But luckily, Ayn Rand has been very vocal so we know exactly what she thinks about
We
everything.
will never misinterpret what she says.
Yeah, it's basically impossible. She's given a lot of interviews.
Oh yeah.
A lot of interviews. I mean, to be fair, growing up in a communist state of Russia, you'll want to fillet capitalism pretty hard.
Yeah.
But still.
Especially at the time she was coming to America. Like, I get it if you left, like, the U.S., or, well, it's not the USSR anymore. But if you left Russia today and came to America, it's like, well, the bad stuff happens in private, I guess. But
yeah.
But yeah, if you left Stalinist Russia and you came to the U.S. during, like, all of FDR's policies, yeah, you'd be like, this is all right. I can get used to this.
Yeah.
Because Stalin controlled art. I've been reading about this. The government in Soviet Russia was so prudish. Like, they yelled at the director Eisenstein because they're like, there's too much kissing in this movie. Delete it.
Unimaginable. Kissing in a movie.
Yeah. This
Can't have it.
This husband's being too affectionate with his wife.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
They were fine with violence. Obscene amounts of violence. Stalin loved violence in movies. He would watch movies about backstabbing his friends with his friends and have just a grand old time.
You gotta keep them in their place.
And he did. That was the whole point. He'd have them over and they would drink until like 2 a.m. and watch cowboy movies until like 6.
That sounds amazing. I want to be Stalin's friend. Oh my god.
No, you don't.
One of his good friends, like on his side friends. Would he kill me eventually? Hopefully not.
If you were Molotov, no. Because Molotov had seniority. And I think that was the only thing going for Molotov, really. Didn't help his wife. His wife still got arrested. But Molotov was safe for the most part.
Well, I mean, if I was friends with Stalin, would I even need a wife? No. So, okay, I want to be one of Stalin's childhood friends. Remained good friends with him through his reign. And then when he died of a brain hemorrhage, right? So
yes.
As soon as that kicked off, just yeet out of there. Just book it to like Italy or something. I don't know. Just Italy was probably not the best place at the time, so maybe not Germany either. France was okay. Yeah, France was okay then when Stalin died. When did Stalin die? In the
53.
53?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Italy probably wasn't a great place. Germany even worse.
Yeah.
France was probably okay. Spain was probably all right, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think by then all the Franco stuff had died down. I say not knowing Spanish history, so.
England's probably okay too.
Oh yeah.
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 Probably just shave my mustache to get in, but yes.
Yeah. Molotov's mustache was all right. Like, of all the historical mustaches, his is okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could have also defected to the U.S. That's what Svetlana Stalina eventually did.
Okay.
Because she was like, I saw my dad die, and I saw the terrible things he did, and I saw the fallout. So I'm no longer a citizen of the USSR. Goodbye.
See ya. Yeah. There's just so many things that have happened. That's the sentence. There's just a lot of things that have happened.
Things happened. If I ever wrote like a history of the world, it would either start with things happened or how Douglas Adams opens Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
This was regarded by many people as a very bad movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I like history, but it's a lot of reading.
Yes, that's why narrowly focused history is good. I've got a book about like 4 women in Egypt in the 1920s, and that's all the book covers.
That's very thin slice. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you get down to that, you get down to like the radium girls who painted watches with radioactive paint. Or you get to, like, oh, what other history books do I have? Oh, like just the Beatles as the Beatles. That's only like 10 years you got to focus on because they're all interchangeable. Because my brother lent me a book that's called From Dawn to Decadence, and it's from like 1500 to like 2000. That's going to cover so much history. And it's a lot. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of information. But yeah, the goal to reading good history nonfiction is just picking a very narrow slice of a person's life or a cultural movement. Saves you time. You get deeper into it.
Yeah.
And it's just better.
Yeah, I think you would love the Chicago Public Library.
I would.
The whole, and I mean, I imagine like the New York one as well, but I've never been to the New York one, so I can only speak to the whole sixth floor is like social sciences, history. It's probably the largest collection in the building, right? It's massive. It is massive. The stacks, they appear to go on forever. It's amazing. The building doesn't look that big from the outside. It's a large building, but it's so cool.
That sounds so good.
Sometimes I just like wandering the stacks because it's just like, oh, look, I'm in this section now.
Yeah, social sciences are cool. I have a book about the history of American supermarkets that I'm so excited to read.
Yeah.
Because, like, we get the psychology of it. We're always told, like, they put the important stuff in the back, so you have to pass all the high-priced package stuff.
Yep.
But, I mean, it goes into, like, why Trader Joe's is the way it is and how it got to be the way it is. Or how supply chains work. And stuff like that. It's just really niche, and it's super cool. And I love that the access of information that we have allows us to get more and more specific with our literature.
Yes. Yes. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The internet's a wonderful resource. But I think books have the advantage of, especially research books, and reference books, have the advantage of being hyper-targeted. You pick up one thing and everything is there. You don't get lost in hyperlinks of tangentially related things that you think are related, but really aren't. Because it's all concentrated. Right?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I love that. That's why I love reference books.
Yeah, the internet's great, and it's good for information. Though I'm reminded of Bill Burr has a bit about the internet, and he's like, at a library, you have the nonfiction section and you have the fiction section, and they're separated. The internet just shuffles them all together and expects you to figure it out.
Yeah, that's very true.
But at the same time, I do like the internet. I like the access of information I have. And the more I'm on it, the more I'm like, I love learning from this thing. And the more I just get tired of like other people's just like regular content. I click the comments every time. And every time I'm like, why? Why did I click it?
Yeah.
Though I guess it's like trying to eavesdrop on a conversation but not engage. It's just like, what are people saying?
Yeah, okay. That's exactly the point. Yeah. I guess books, you don't have that luxury, but is it really a luxury? I don't know.
The closest you get is someone asking you what you're reading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which in some cases is the better way. Like, it's harder to exit the conversation unless you're on like public transportation and you can just get off. But because like on the internet, you just keep scrolling, but you can just close. The book conversation, if they're really into talking, you can be there a while, but that's okay because it's one-on-one. Mm-hmm. You're not having to defend yourself against like 13,000 teenagers who are all passion and all time.
The internet. Get ready. Get set. We're riding on the internet.
I sing that, not that song specifically, but Welcome to the Internet I sing constantly.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But speaking of the internet, we're on the internet because someone gave us money this week.
We're on the internet? Mom? Yeah, we're on the internet. Unfortunate, but it has to be done. And no one would buy this book. So here we are. This episode of Steaming Pile, since you asked, is brought to you by Recruit Boot. Are you in a position to hire at your company? Me neither, but your boss will love to hear you talk about Recruit Boot as a potential tool for hiring the staff that they need. Recruit Boot specializes in the desperately unemployed, willing to work for pennies on the dollar. Single with 5 kids, just moved to this country, or even your classic felon. Why have a workforce that you have to pay a livable wage when you can have the same amount of meat for half the cost? You owe it to yourself to have the widest margins possible. So tell your boss about Recruit Boot today so he can make redundancy at you tomorrow. Thank you, Recruit Boot.
Yes, thank you, Recruit Boot. It's amazing.
Always nice to have
It's the way of the future, in some ways, to even take out the middle manager, because you can hire your own replacements.
Exactly. It's the circle of life.
Corporate America is an organ, and we all bleed for it.
That's yeah, I guess.
This quote brought to you by Karl Marx.
Thanks, Carl.
The least funny Marx brother.
That's good. That's good. I know very little about the Marx Brothers. That's something I've been meaning to watch.
They're really funny. Duck Soup is fantastic.
Yeah, that's definitely been on my short list for a while.
Especially if your sense of humor really fits in with that 90-year-old niche that they carved out. But it is honestly great. The dialogue's very fast.
Okay. Yes, fast talking high pants.
Yep.
That era of cinema. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm into it.
Very worth watching.
I've definitely been meaning to watch some of that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a lot of movies.
So many. A lot of movies. They keep making them.
Yeah. I think they'd cut it out at some point. Not yet.
Yes. Nope.
Not yet. Maybe someday. Not today.
Maybe someday. Not today. No.
No.
But I believe we've sifted to the bottom of the pile.
Oh, yeah, look at that. We have. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. There you go.
Not bad.
We're sifters.
Sifters. Yeah.
Yeah. We're like strainers looking for the we're like colanders looking for the gold filling that we accidentally swallowed. We made it to the bottom of the pile.
Woo,
but there was no gold.
No golds. We're off the gold standard.
What
are we to do? No, but I do think, should this ever reach the proportions where we can do it live, either entering on a garbage truck that we just dump all over the stage and literally sift through it. I think that'd be the way to do it.
Yes.
It's a gimmick built into the title.
Mm-hmm.
And that is its strength.
And then people can just throw more garbage on the stage. We would never get invited back to any venues. It would just, they would just be like, nope. And venues talk. Stages talk.
Yeah.
We'll have like one show and it'll be like, no, we don't want trash on our stage.
That's not very nice. We're just comedians.
Yeah, well, that's generous. Let's simmer down.
I mean, it's, yeah, because like, I don't know what to call myself, because I can be funny if other people show me how. But yeah, no, I wouldn't do stand-up. The best I have for stand-up is just specific punchlines.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not be the right kind of comedian to give these punchlines.
Yeah. I feel that. I relate. All right.
Yeah. But this has been another episode of Steaming Pile with Lauren and Tucker. I've been Lauren.
And I've been Tucker.
We will see you all next time.